I get it. Not the same energy. Laugh all you want. That's fine. Jeremy, your boy, is going to be taking over today. Got to get all these things set up. So like we said, we're switching to YouTube. So still working out the fine little details of it. So let me finish my getting set up here. Making sure it's working. There it is. All right. Getting my link so I can put it on our Facebook post. This is behind the scenes. Normally we do this separately, but now you get it all from me. So there you go. I got a like with nobody in here. That's weird. All right. Let's see if that works. Oh, there's somebody. What's up, Chris? All right. I think we're good. Click on that. Get it going. So this is ready when I get back. No, I don't want to take a survey. All right. There we go. Seems to be working. All right. Let's go. We'll start off with the shop tour where we let people jump on the link. Should I show Joe? No, I'm not going to show Joe. I want to get stabbed today. So, like I said, not as much energy coming from me. I might bring some energy to this later, though.
Is that your phone?
Is this my phone? Say hi.
No.
No, you don't want to say hi? Can you do the what's up, gang? No. Okay, guess what? Your caterpillar's moving. Take a look, all right. So, told you might have a guest. So, standard updates. We'll walk around the shop and take a look. A couple of them stagnant while we wait for parts to come in, as you guys know. Gonna send a little shout out here. Flip this around. Danny boy's been busy. So, quick story behind this. It's one of those, I wouldn't say a junkyard find, but one of those he found on Marketplace, and yeah, he picked it up for on the low. Full rebuild he did at home in his garage. Didn't even use anything here. And Anthony Walker turbo kit, so shout out for that. Fit pretty nice. If you see, we went a little special. That we're chemically cooling this bad boy, so there is no intercooler on this. We are using for the cooling. So a little different. I did this way back in the day with my 2010 Camaro that I had that was twin turbo. But Danny's been hard at work on this. This thing's been a very hard project for him that beat him up quite a bit. So he basically took the day off so that way he could pay me to dial it in for him. So we actually ran into a failed crank sensor on our last pull. So he is hunting around. That's why he's not here, trying to find a crank sensor so we can finish it up. So far he wanted to run a lot of tests with it. I don't know if he wants me to share the numbers now, so I'm gonna look at him, but I'm not gonna show you guys. So far he's very happy. We did a lot of testing to kind of teach him a little bit. So we went with, for example, boost to the bottom of the wastegate with a plug on top, no plug on top. We went with no boost reference to the wastegate. We went with boost reference from the turbo versus boost reference from the intake manifold. All very cool. Maybe next week I'll have Danny sit in and we can talk about what we found.
It's like digging, it's like snuffing the stickers.
You want to show him your caterpillar?
No.
No, your stickers? Oh yeah, it's digging, yeah.
No, he's going under the stickers.
Oh, maybe he's cold. Maybe we gotta get him a blanket.
No, he just likes the stickers.
Oh, they're good stickers, right?
I just put them on.
Oh, okay. Did you just get back from a field trip? That's why your face is all red?
No.
No. Did you go to a pumpkin patch?
No.
No? Are you sure? Oh, okay. All right, let's get back to... You did? All right. So, yeah, anyways, about that.
Can I go in the car with you?
We're not going in the car, sweetie. We're going to look at the cars from the outside. You can follow me. Yeah, oh yeah, I see. So, all right, back to it. Yeah, so that's what we get. We got a lot of data he wanted to learn, so it's great way for it to learn on the 85. So it's a basic drop and rod piston, baby cam, baby turbo setup. So I think he fell in love with turbos though, so I think his other charger is going to be losing the blower that's on it. So we'll see how that turns out. Getting back over to the projects. So this is kind of one of the sad ones. We made a post about it in regards to you know, you have to be careful, right, with lifter failure. So this poor engine suffered from a lifter failure. Ooh, don't touch those. Don't get all dirty yet. Yes, it's engine parts, goofball. So, you saw the post that we put up yesterday. And what happened is, I'm going to flip it around because of the sound. To give an example, guys, of a lifter failure, non-MDS and MDS failures can fail. It's not always the MDS lifters. So I want to throw that out there. I know somebody's saying that we're trying to sell,
Is that
you know,
your phone?
this is my phone, yes. Is that okay? But we're not trying to sell MDS delete kits. What we were trying to explain in that post is you don't want to wait too long after the lifter fails. Because if you saw the post, what happens is it grinds down the cam lobe. Careful, don't drop it. It grinds down the cam lobe, and then I'll flip it around so you can see it. So right there. See, the cam lobe is supposed to go up higher. You can see the little wall. Seeing how it's supposed to look like this, but it's literally rounded out. And then the lifter itself, here, right? It's supposed to stick out a little bit, but it doesn't. Now, to clarify, that is, as my finger's all covered in oil now, the lifter that failed is actually a non-MDS lifter, okay? So it's not always the MDS lifters that do fail. Things that can cause that, you know, there's a lot of myths and theories and stuff like that. My theory on it is mechanical things fail. Naturally, if you do more consistent oil changes, use high quality oil, it will reduce the impact, but I've had OEM lifters failed out of the box, okay? So nothing is privy to it. Now, most people on the market that do any type of cam swap will delete the MDS system and throw in non-MDS lifters, also known as Hellcat lifters. Guess what? That's exactly what that was. Now, you know, again, it doesn't mean it's bulletproof. It doesn't mean that it might not fail. Those just have a less likely chance of failing than the MDS ones. The MDS are more prone to it by design and what the system does, which is why we remove it. It's also another orifice that requires oil being fed to it and so on and so forth. So that's what the post was about, is we know that's a non-MDS lifter that failed and ground down that cam. Now, why is that such a big issue? And what our post again was about was don't wait, is as soon as that starts happening, you're going to audibly hear a noise. You're also going to start to feel a misfire. Ever so slight, that's the point. What we're saying is don't wait. Don't wait for it to become a constant dead miss. Don't wait for that cylinder to be completely shut down, because now what's happening with this poor customer is the right thing to do is get a new short block. And the reason why, all of that metal from that cam lobe, all of that metal from that lifter, right? That went somewhere. It doesn't disappear. I know there was a joke about weight reduction, which I understand, but that metal is still within that oil. So what you have to understand is it gets ground down so fine that it turns into basically like sandpaper, right? So your oil now becomes sandpaper. So with that, as that goes through your oil, it takes out oil pumps, bearings, all metal components that see the oil, right? Lifters themselves. So you run the risk, and we have seen it, where people will just do the cam swap, put the lifters in, and then bam, shortly after, the motor lets go. Do you want to take the chance going through the labor, since the motor's out and everything like that, to, you know, take a chance that your motor might fail from a spun rod bearing, or purely just, you know, losing compression from oil being like sandpaper and taking out your bore? You know, so it's just not worth it, right? That's what we're talking about. Don't wait till it's too late. Follow the signs. If you have any feeling that there's something wrong, you got metal in your oil, there's a misfire, there's a noise, guys, it's better to be proactive. And hey, at the same time, you're improving efficiency and performance, right? So why not? That's what we're talking about, everybody. We're not trying to sell it. We don't sell just MDS delete kits. We don't do that. It's pointless. What we sell is performance products that improve performance, and we hope reliability at the same time. So that's this poor customer now is getting a short block at the same time as a cam upgrade. So they're getting basically a brand new engine from top to bottom. So not bad, but initial part of the budget was not really there. Now, I will say for this customer, they had a feeling. When they reached out, they told us that they had a feeling something was going on. It's just one of those, again, waited a little too long, right? So That's what it's about. So getting back to it, I know Tulo was talking about this one. Beautiful Charger here, unique. It's a 426 NA4 now. We will be doing boost later, but this car is being set up for road course. This is not a drag car. This is not a street car. This is going to be a road course based vehicle. So we were talking about weight reduction coming off of the shop car. You know, right now we're going to set up naturally aspirated, so it is a low compression 426 because we are going to boost it in the future. This thing's going to spend a lot of time at higher RPMs constantly, mid-range, high power for what it is. So we're trying to make a decision on what power adder to go with there, and we'll see what it ends up being. So what else we got in here besides me walking through some engines? Only downside I'll say about going on YouTube is the comments don't stay on the screen. So I literally have my laptop set up in the other room for that. What else we got? Oh, this one of my favorite. Bill, if you're watching, baby, it's almost your time to get her back. So for those that haven't seen this project before, we went on a crazy adventure a couple years ago and said, let's make a lot of horsepower out of a centrifugal blower. I don't know if Tulo showed this last week or not, but yeah, that's a baby blower right there. So this bad boy makes 1250, 1300 wheel horsepower. Yep, I paused. You heard that right. This car just put down 1270, 1200, 1300 wheel horsepower as it sits. So to go back when this car used to have a Maggie 20 or an Edelbrock 2650 on it, same as the Maggie, the Eaton 2650, and we just need a little bit more. That blower basically tapped out at 750, 800 range, just based on pulley combination and everything like that. So we wanted to do something a little different that is easy to drive at the track. This is a drag car, if anything. Bill likes to take it on long cruises and then go to the racetrack and go quarter mile at a time, right? So one of the benefits of a centrifugal blower is their linear power curve. So they don't launch with all the torque. We don't have to pull a lot out of it. So this has a very smooth power delivery. Also at the same time, he spent a lot of time researching cam profile and top end valve train components. So this is designed to rev over 7,500 RPM. Another benefit again to a centrifugal, because when pulleyed right, the higher the RPM, the more boost and the more horsepower. So this car is spec killer. So we originally had a V7 on it. We made like just shy of 1200 wheel. And I'm not kidding you, the day we did that dyno, Vortec released this blower. So Bill's like, you know what? I think it's time for an upgrade. So we went ahead and we updated to the V13. So the V13 94. And this bad boy, like I said, it spits out 1250, 1300 like it's its job. And delivery wise, now that the motor's paired with the 426, it's got beautiful low end, easy to launch torque, and then it just continues to pull. Over 6,200 RPM, this thing is a monster. And then it'll be nice because it's making enough power where he's going to run 8s with this car, but we literally, to adjust the time it runs, we're just going to adjust the shift points. So if he does any type of bracket racing or anything like that, any time classes, it's going to be that easy to adjust based off of just the shift schedule. So a lot of other cars in the parking lot, we're still waiting, some motors, transmissions, things like that. So somebody snuck by making noises. So I guess we can get in and we'll go stop by Billet, see what they're doing. See what they're pumping out. Why is everybody running away when this is so? Oh boy. Slowly but surely, we got our fuel rails pumping out. Fuel injection depot fuel rails coming at you. So, almost there. We just finished a run of some valve covers as well. I have a batch of them off in anodization, so we're going to have raw and anodized ready to go. I know a couple of people excited about that since they are waiting on a pair. So, Ayo's keeping it busy. He tried to hide him, but I got him. He's staying busy, knocking those out for us. So, I think that's good for now. Head back, we'll have our seat and have our co-host join us. Oh. All right. Captain Helmet needs to join? Yeah. All right, let's go. You want me to sit on this side?
My side.
That's your side,
Daddy,
okay.
Look
What?
at what I made.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know if I want to show that picture though. All right, are you going to join me?
No.
You're not going to join me? You're going to hide now?
No.
All right, let me
CJ
see.
sit there while you color?
No. I think we're retiring the name Captain Helmet. I think that's what we
should.
determined.
I think Captain Helmet is unalive and
see.
buried and gone.
You see it? Who's that?
Mama.
Mama? Oh! What? Who's that? All right. Are you,
Hello.
hello.
Look at the camera.
Look,
Look
up
down
here,
at that
see?
phone.
If you look at that little dot right there, see?
Say wave. Say hi.
Say hi.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and she's hiding. So, all right, so the subject we're going to talk about today was dyno tuning, remote tuning, right? This is going to be interesting, so stay with me here, okay?
Yeah.
So, what's better, do you think dyno tuning or remote tuning?
What's this?
You're not going to get this out of her.
Whoa.
Help me. Do you think dyno tuning or remote tuning?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Should we answer the questions?
Huh?
Huh?
Let's find out.
All right, so, all right, there we go. Now the questions are coming through. So,
Whoa.
okay, so here's a question. Which is better, a green car or a black car?
Green car.
I can't argue with
It's a
that
trick
answer.
question.
That's a
It's a
trick
purple car.
question. It's a trick question.
It's a purple car.
It's always a purple car.
Or purple. Don't put it in your nose. Or purple. Green, purple, or black?
Green and purple.
Green and purple? Okay, well played.
'Cause I just like rainbow colors, not bad colors.
Okay. Okay, rainbow cars. So you win, Chris, but I had several green cars, so I do agree with that. Maybe that's why the car is only a 1040 car. Maybe I should just make it green and it goes faster. So, all right, so dyno tuning, street tuning. There's always a debate, or remote tuning. Always a debate which one's better, right? Which one will get you better results? Which one is the go-to? I see people all the time say, I'm going to try to find a local dyno tune because I want the better tune. So we'll cover kind of the differences of what you get from it. We've done this several times before because you gotta put your hand up for them to see it, silly. Yeah, you can put it over your face, go like this, and then they see it. So, dyno tuning, we'll start there. What are the pros of a dyno tune? Well, one, it's super safe. I can go wide open throttle in whatever gear I want, not have to worry about traffic or breaking laws or anything, and I can focus on my gauges, right? I can focus on my air fuel, my oil pressure, boost if that's something I need to monitor. So it's great for that, absolutely, 100%. So that's where it comes in handy. Also, you get a chart that shows you what's happening with your. But also, you get a chart that shows you what the changes are making, or what type of changes are happening, the differences before and after. So, like we said with the shop car, I had that thing. I think I'm up to 80 pulls on the dyno with that thing. Yeah, I mean, literally for testing. And what I was doing is I was changing timing by 1 degree at a time, and then fuel. Setting the timing, changing the fuel by 2% at a time, up and down a couple ways, and then timing. Adding, removing a degree, and then doing the same thing, right? So I was able to track the results of an output. So that's cool. You are silly. She's watching your stuff.
Yeah, she's having
Don't hit yourself, all right? So remember, you're on TV. People see you. Yeah. So
traded Jermaine Johnson to the Bears.
So that is one of the several pros from dyno tuning. Now, remote tuning. So you need more sugar? Remote tuning, what are the pros of remote tuning? Well, one, me driving the car can always be very different than you driving the car. From throttle response, preference, conditions, fuel, if you're out of state, right, or a different area of the country or world, it's really beneficial to get actual readings from the person driving the car that owns it. Loads are 100% accurate. You cannot get more accurate than driving on the street or track when it comes to tuning. So that's really what it comes down to is the data collection, guys, and that's the big word of the day is data. When we are tuning, what we're trying to do is collect data. So the more accurate data we can collect, the more accurate and beneficial the tune's going to be. So the reality is, dynos are great because they have the ability to adjust load depending on the brand. you know, depending on the conditions, so on and so forth. But the reality of it is that, you know, we just need to collect the data. So for me, from a tuner standpoint, we don't really care per se how the data is collected as long as it's accurate. The reality is, yes, track tuning and street tuning is going to be more accurate than sitting on a dyno. And I get it, there's a lot of people that spend a ton of time on dialing in dynos that have load variables built into it in correction. But the truth is, it's still not going to be as accurate as getting data well from the road or track, okay? So that's the big thing about it. Some of the fastest cars that we've tuned, we don't see in person, or if we do see them, it's usually we remote tune them, they go to the track, and then they come to us for upgrades. So Cooley says he wants your Sour Patch Kids. No, they're yours. Yeah, say no, Cooley, they're mine. No, you're just gonna, okay. So, yeah, so that's really, I mean, we've done it time and time again. It's very cool sometimes to see the results from guys going to the track and then seeing them in house and then putting them on the dyno just to see and confirm, right? And they usually match almost to a T the same exact results we would have if they're on the dyno. So really the answer is a combination of both is awesome, because one, who doesn't like dyno videos and getting a dyno sheet? It is safe for initial wide open throttle correction, but the truth of the fact is real world driving is going to net you the best results, and that usually is had by remote tuning. You know, yes, I could be behind the driver's seat collecting the data logs, but the truth is it's still not the owner of the vehicle or the way that they drive. Believe it or not, guys, we do manipulate throttle response and variables when it comes to launching or, you know, characteristics that people like to see. So what better way than to have you drive it and relay what you want back? So you know, and I've, like I said, done it time and time again where we have cars that come in and we just throw them on the dyno, no computer in it, just do a dyno pull and see where they fall. So Chris Mitchell is a perfect example. I did that. Blake Mushin, I've done it with him several times. You know, McAllister's too, same thing. You know, they make the same exact dyno numbers that we make when we have a car on the dyno. So also, for those that, again, you know, new to the YouTube or haven't seen it before, if you go to sateratuning.com, we actually have a little beta thing on there that we're utilizing AI for some analysis of data logs. It's a fun tool. Chris has been using it because it helps him compare before and after changes to data logs, because that's really what you're trying to get from a dyno sheet. So it uses the data logs to basically record what a 0 to 60 time is, a 40 to 100 time, and then a 60 to 130. So we can throw multiple tunes out, do the data log, and submit it, and then it will actually, you know, it would actually then be compared based on those times. So I have the ability to compare two logs at the same time. So you can upload the first log, see the changes we made, and upload the second log, and it does a bar graph and everything. So it's not a horsepower reading, but you're going to see the changes of what that, you know, tune file. You didn't drop your Caterpillar, did you? No, good.
No.
So that will, you know, it's a great tool for us while remote tuning when you don't have access to a dyno and or track for those purposes. So you know, there are other ways to measure and verify outputs from tuning changes, but you know, I'll stand behind it. You know, remote tuning has netted the best results from any standpoint, and when we think about it, when we're at a track or when we're dialing a car in on the street, we're basically doing remote tuning. We're just doing it ourselves and just eliminating the email and or app, since most of the tuning now is done through a phone app. It's just bypassing that step, and you're just the one behind the driver's seat. So yes, as a tuner, we lose the sense of feel and sound. That is up to you to relay it on, but I also feel it's good for customers in the end to get comfortable doing that, because they learn more about the car and what's right from wrong too. So it also helps you learn what to watch out for as we, you know, push limits, as we increase horsepower, as we, you know, try to, you know, perfect the tuning.
I can't hear this.
Well, it's because you're next to me, so there's nothing to hear. It's coming from me. Is that okay?
Nice.
Well, if we do that, it creates an echo, and then it's gonna hurt people's ears.
No.
Yeah.
Not here.
Well, we'll watch it later. How about that? Okay. Here, we can put it on the TV at home. You want to do that? Oh, you want to do it? We can do it on this TV. So, but yeah, guys, that's again the word of the day is data. All we need to do when it comes to dyno or remote tuning is collect the data so we can incorporate that data into our tunes. It's pretty much it. Yes, it's fun with a dyno sheet. It's safe, I do agree, but the true results are going to come from getting real world results. Right?
What?
Right?
What? I don't know.
Okay, well played. Well played. You have anything to say?
No.
No? You want to tell them about your day?
No.
No?
Why not?
Oh, okay. That's fine. What's your favorite color?
Rainbow?
Rainbow. What's your favorite animal?
You.
Good. I'm still trying to find one for you. So, that being said, guys, I'll get to the questions now and some questions that people sent over when it comes to tuning. Our Q&A, our could you, should you, and go through stuff. So if anybody here has any questions before they get started tuning or while tuning, shoot them over, help us out, and keep it going. Let's see. Rings. Oh, okay, Jeff, you got your rings to hell bolts. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's silly, Jeff, for us to send you those bolts, man. It costs more to ship them to you than it does to go to the store. So if you need help finding them, we can send you a link online where you can buy them too, so you can get them. But good to have them there. Yep, New Zealand. Yep, Justin. I'm excited to see what you do with the track with the new pulley combo, man. When do the tracks open? I don't know when they're open by you there. Are you in winter now? I don't know how it works. Do you know how it works? Come on, you gotta be a better host here. Come on. Do you want to sit on my lap? Oh, you want to color your plate? Okay.
Mom, Dad,
What?
look.
Isn't New Zealand like really close to the equator?
I don't know.
Do they even?
I just mean time of year, bro.
I'm bad at geography.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to show your caterpillar?
Yeah. So
She saved the caterpillar, everybody.
They still have
It's warm.
winter seasons.
Yeah, but
Yep, she thought it was playing dead earlier, so did I, but it came back alive, so that's good.
I mean, I wouldn't, right? Like Texas is not really.
Safe on stock rod and power limit. So Justin has a red eye, and this is a good question that people ask all the time. So what's the safe power level for an engine? And the reality of that answer, guys, there's no actual answer to it. I can tell you, I have a stock Hellcat, a Charger Hellcat, that had a hose come off of a wastegate solenoid, and they pumped over 40 pounds of boost through their stock Hellcat engine. It was at the racetrack. They called it their Pro Mod Pass because it made some awesome sounds. 40 plus pounds of boost went through this engine, wide open throttle. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go.
You want to go home?
Oh,
No, you can go home. It's fine. I'm not keeping you here, prisoner. You're fine.
you want to go home?
But I've seen, like I said, we're going back to 40 pounds of boost in a stock Hellcat engine. You guys can do the math to figure out what that is. This car made 1,270 wheel horsepower with a bone stock engine on my dyno with like 22, 23 pounds of boost. So it had almost double that boost pumped through it. Scary. Data log was not the happiest, but they fixed the issue, went back to the track, and everything is fine and dandy. So can I say that, I can tell you that number is 1,500 plus wheel horsepower? I can't, right? It's different for every car. Whereas my little red eye shot a rod on it when I was making about 1,000 wheel, because it hit a patch of water and revved a little high. So it is a loaded question. But when we break down and assess things, to give an example, the Demon 170 comes with an HP 90 transmission, right? What happened? It's orange. Oh, did it mix with the other one? Good thing there's two in the pack, huh? So, Demon 170 Red Eye, HP 90 trans, no different than what came in a 2015 Hellcat. It is the same transmission. They make 930 wheel horsepower from the factory on the 85, the Demon 170s. So, about 870 torque. So that shows you that the HP 90 transmission can take that power reliably since they put a warranty behind it. We start to see right around 900 wheel horsepower. I say over that, as the power goes up, the reliability goes down. And it's different for every car. People laugh, but I use the example of candles with wicks, right? You light a candle, it burns. You have 10 candles next to each other, light them, they burn at different rates. As you modify them, that's like putting different wicks on the candles. You add wicks, they all burn at a different rate. So there's really no way of saying what a safe power is. But generally, I can say that over 900 wheel on a bone stock otherwise vehicle, you're going to notice that the life is going to be degraded rapidly. So the higher that number, the higher the risk every time you go wide open throttle. I have a ton of customers that have gone years making more. I referenced the McAllister father-son duo. They were making 960, 980 wheel horsepower for a couple years before we went turbos on them. Zero issues. They race them all the time. What I will say, like anything, proper maintenance and care goes a long way. Oh, nice. Look at that. I got to show them, guys. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Good job. All right. She's our little artist, if you guys couldn't guess. So, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know, temperatures are very important. Maintenance is very important. You know, getting the injectors clean, changing the oil, you know, correctly and intervals. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it fell. I got it. You know, that goes a long way. Also, the thing I point out a lot, too, is track-specific cars tend to get a little more life out of them because they... You're welcome, sweetheart. They have a lot of... a lot more maintenance in regards to awareness. So when you trailer a car to the track, you get it up to operating temp, you race it for an 8, 9, 10 second pass, let it cool down, take some time, heat it back up and do it again. You get a lot more of those out of it versus driving it around for an hour and a half, 2 hours, playing around with your friends, and then doing 5 back-to-back watt pulls without letting anything cool down or truly get a break. So very different on how something is used and how long it will live. Yes, dear.
Is this blue?
It's kind of like a blue-green, wouldn't you say?
I'm
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, check. Draw on the caterpillar. See what happens.
Ooh,
Um,
that.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, it's like a, yeah. Don't draw on the caterpillar. So, yeah, there you go. Move it out of the way. So that's kind of my thing in regards to the horsepower, Justin. You know, where you're at, it's going to be a potential for a bottom 9-second, high 8-second car if you get good weather and you hook that bad boy. So you should see bottom 1/360 foots very easily. Put the spray on top of it. The thing will, you know, with the one, since you figured out what the issue is with the spray, you know, they love nitrous. I'll tell you that. It cools things down from the inside. The wife's Durango Hellcat had a 200 shot of nitrous on top of it when she went 8 or 9s with it. So they do love it. They eat it up. So definitely it'll be an 8-second car if you get that nitrous to work going down the track. So looking forward to that, Justin. So keep me posted. Let me know. Let me know for sure. Dean asked, could a dyno tuning help figure out a trans flaring issue? So my answer to that is not necessarily, and the reason for that is because, again, the load is very different. So, you know, generally going through the mile an hour that the roller does in your output shaft of your transmission, it's going to be a little faster than that of the street with real world conditions. So trans shifting is all based on adaptives and settings in place to try and command it. So if anything, it would amplify the flare. Or if you have a loaded dyno that has too much load, for example, so you can slow the wheel speed down, it could cause more issues because you're putting more load on it and or not give a true simulation of the street. So I can't say yes or no, really. You know, it is one of those things that can be very tricky, but normally I'm not. I know people do it and they advertise you can do, you know, quarter-mile passes on those. But it's not very much the same. Weight transfer doesn't happen. You know, you're not facing aerodynamics and things like that. So there's a lot of variables left out from dynoing, especially commanding a shift on the dyno.
Daddy, let's check.
Let's check, see what that color is. So it's one of those. Yeah, Dean, your issue is peculiar, man. I know you've been through multiple tunes, you've been multiple TCMs, multiple transmissions, multiple torque converters. It's one of those that it doesn't make sense, and I wish I had a way or answer. What?
This one is dry.
Yeah, it's a dry one. Okay. So, sadly, I don't think from a transmission diagnostic standpoint, it's super beneficial. Like I said, some people might have it truly dialed in where the load is very much the same as the street. Then maybe you can definitely do it. But again, you're still not facing the same exact conditions as if you were on the street or track trying to get a trans to shift. So. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure.
Yeah, this one.
And Justin, looking forward to it. I know I was talking to Carl on it, so we'll definitely get her dialed in. So hopefully get to the track soon. So, Cooley, the Kong 2650, I love that blower. Bless you. You okay? What was it? Okay. Okay.
Hey, do you know where your treaty device is?
Okay. It should be in my bag. Yeah, the 3 is another one you want to use. The 4 is not supposed to exist.
That one looks good.
Sorry about that. So, of course, Dean, you know what, at this point, Dean, why don't we just do an HP90 swap? Get a Sound German, you know, controller and do an HP90 swap. Get a 309 end out of a 15 or newer and just send it. That thing will be a rocket ship with it, with an 8-speed in there, man. Eliminate all those issues, easier to tune and work with. That's got my vote. So, but yeah, really sorry, it's nothing more is coming from it. Whoa, cool. Outstanding. Oh, gotcha, Caterpillar. But back to the Kong 2650 Cooley. I love that blower. If you guys saw the, video we posted up of the one we have here, for example, that's not truly a max effort. A couple pulley sizes left to go down, but we like where it sits. It made 1,222 wheel horsepower. So me and Cooley know that he had the Magnuson 2650 on his Trackhawk, and we struggled to make horsepower to a certain level on that thing. It just blew hot air. Made a lot of peak, you know, low boost, and then it would taper off up top. Belt slip was crazy. The Kong 2650 doesn't have any of those issues, man. It just utilizes the factory, you know, pulley routing and setup. It works great. Yeah, the one we have here, we just threw a 200 shot on top. We'll be talking about the results of that next week. So, yeah, it's you know, a great blower. I originally, and like I said, I corrected myself. I thought it was going to tap out about 1150. This thing pumped out 1200 with no issue whatsoever, with the ability to go down another pulley size. Again, the only downside to it, which I think would be a great upgrade if they did come out with it, would be the intercooler bricks. You still are limited to the factory blower intercooler bricks, but get a nice chiller in place, and it seems 1200 is feasible and doable very easily with that setup. So it's got the reliability of the 2650 rotor pack. We know that Kong built it right. Accepts 130 millimeter throttle body. That's why it makes so much, because it just sucks all the air down. So big fan of it. Oh, you could have moved it. You good? Those big muscles. You want to show your muscles? No. Okay. No muscles today. So I'm a big fan, and you know, it's one of those now when people ask what my recommendation or my go-to is, I can now say that, you know, 1250 wheel out of a car chassis, and probably, you know, 1150 1200 is doable out of a Trackhawk platform. So okay. And I think it will live a very long life too. I don't foresee bearing failures or rotor contact or anything like that. So I think it's a awesome product that we finally in this platform have the ability to utilize and bolt on. Even the 6.4, 5.7 guys, you can get Hellcat you know, spacers for it, adapters, and still utilize it. So you know, do a front drive conversion with those adapters, and now you have a 1200 capable blower. And it sounds killer. It still sounds like a Hellcat blower. So that was one of the downsides of some aftermarket blowers. So, you know, please do bring Hawkeye 2.0 out. I think it's well deserved. That or a Durango. You haven't done a Durango yet. No, he doesn't have one yet.
Okay, you need to get on that, Cooley, because that's inspirational here.
There you go.
We need it.
Yeah. I got a hookup on Durango if you need. I got my pupils are looking to sell some brand new Durangos if you want, Cooley. So let me know if you want to take a step to that 3-row, you know what I mean? So we can get one of those flying too. It'll be the same thing. So, but yeah.
Black Hawk.
Somebody said last time at the strip they melted a ground strap on both plugs on cylinder 7 due to the bolts backing out of blower crossover and blowing gasket out. What's the chance of unseen engine damage? Well, melting ground straps is a sign of immense heat, right? To melt those, it takes a lot. So definitely borescope it and see, do a compression check there on after. There is a chance you did melt something when that happened. That's sad, but it sadly does happen. So there is a chance, yes, you know, especially with, you know, blowing out, if I understand what that is, blowing the gasket out of the this back strap there, that could, like I said, you saw a lot of heat. Cylinder 7, the back cylinders always kind of suffer from, those abuse. That's where we see a lot of the misfires kind of come up, is those back cylinders, just based on airflow and how it circulates on those. So definitely worth a proper compression leak down test and get a borescope in there to see. That will tell you quickly. What's up? I have seen melted straps with no damage done on the same breath, right?
So maybe this light pink is the dark pink, and
Okay.
this one is light pink.
Crazy. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, different. That's like more purple. Yeah, it's a lot to think about. Yeah, agreed. That's crazy. So definitely would take a look at that, man. That doesn't sound like a good situation, sadly. But definitely borescope it and see. So, true. We had a big horsepower car that we, again, didn't expect it because it's a newer vehicle, and we noticed on a big pull there were some misfires on the big end. Slowly building up. It was a turbo car building up boost, and once you got into low 20s, mid 20s, I'd say on the boost level, we started seeing a couple misfires on the data log. So we checked. I had a couple melted ground straps, and it turned out the coils were corroded. So again, we keep repeating it. We had no way to know. It did fine. It made 1,300 horsepower, no problem. When we started creeping to 14, we started to see the issue there. So it's one of those hidden things. What's up, sweetie?
Okay, I'm gonna put the caterpillars.
Okay. Oh, you want me to show them? Oh, look. Caterpillars, and there's a green circle there. Hard to see. There you go, green circle. She made a little home for the caterpillar. Very cool.
They can't really see this.
Yeah, that's okay.
And the stars.
Yeah, and the stars.
How
Yeah.
are you showing again?
You want me to show them again? All right, there's the stars. I missed the stars last time. There, you can see everything. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if they approve. So,
Put in the comments.
put it here. We're on YouTube, so you can say, put in the comments what you think.
That's more Aubrey.
No, that's Aubrey. Yeah. Are you gonna get shy? I guess you can put in the comments if you enjoy Tulo's company more or her company more. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Oh, you went all the way under the table on that one. So,
We're gonna put in the comments if they like you or Tulo better.
yeah. Yeah, the Durangos are nice, man. We miss ours. Yeah.
Can I watch something on TV?
When Daddy's done.
You're on TV. See, we're on
It's
TV.
not the same, Dad.
Yeah, I know it's not the same. What do you want to watch on TV?
Rainbow Ranger.
Rainbow Rangers? I don't know if I'll get copyrighted for that, but we'll try. Yeah, so
Bye-bye.
somebody said you're cuter than Tulo, so I think that means you win.
Yep.
Captain Helmet on the move.
Wait, we kind of come up with a different name.
Oh yeah, we retired Captain Helmet, I guess.
I
Yeah.
farted in my face.
Yep.
There you go.
Somebody. So the nice gentleman that you remember the nice gentleman that sent us the ice cream? Remember that real yummy ice cream a while
The
ago?
pink one and the
The
blue
pink and the
one.
blue.
She might have been too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I want one again.
He's listening if you ask him nicely, maybe.
But you asked.
You want me to ask him?
She's being shy.
You're being shy now, but I think I only send it to you, not me.
Kick out Tula.
Yeah. Kick Tulo. He said I should pick Tulo out and have you every week. Yeah, you're nodding your head. Cool. So, but yeah, my vote. Get yourself a Durango, bro. You're gonna love it.
Oh, yeah, it's a woolly bear. Is
Any
that what you
update
guys
on the
call
charger
them?
order yet?
You
Mama.
guys call those caterpillars woolly bears?
Yeah, that's
Is
yeah.
that like the actual name?
Yeah.
I think we called it something else.
Ooh,
Fuzzy.
Daddy.
Charger order. Ray asked about my charger order. So for a reminder, we did order a 2026 charger scat pack, 6-pack, whatever they're calling it. On October 8th, they did accept the order, so that's where you get your VIN number. Nothing has changed since then. So we've been fortunate enough to go through this process several times. It usually takes about another month or so before they actually schedule it. So the way it works is they accept the order, they get a scheduled date, and then the date they work on it, and then the estimated delivery time based thereon after. So usually takes about a month after they accept the order to get us a actual scheduled date for work. So
Like after Christmas.
yeah, so I have a feeling it's going to be, sometime next month I'll get a scheduled build date. And it probably, like I said, will be around, they usually shut down the month of December basically, so it'll probably be around my birthday in January when the car comes in. So the irony, it kind of happened. It did it with the Red Eye, the TRX, and anything we ordered around the same time we ordered this one, it happened out that way. So yeah.
These are all my stars.
So Cooley, we made that type of power with a stock. It was a Red Eye lid, which is the same as a Hellcat lid. So I have yet to have any dyno results with the Kong lid. So yeah, I can't say that. I don't think the lid is going to affect the power. Also, the way theirs is a little taller, and the intercooler bricks sit down at kind of like an angle, so there's actually more reserved air naturally just by how it's designed. So I don't really think the lid is going to add anything per se. Yeah, TBA, what's cool is it accepts any lid. So the one we have here has the Nitrous Express lid on it. And it fit with a little bit of modification. We had to do a little bit of tweaking on it. The casting requires a little finessing. Not going to say it's going to be kind of like a direct bolt on. We did have to modify the lid a little bit to get it to fit. Yeah, so, but it's on there. And, you know, it works. It looks beautiful. We sprayed 200 shot of nitrous through it like a man, and it worked. You hear that, Don? Like, yep, we did it. So it works. It works great. It fits well. I'm excited for that blower and seeing what. Now we're not. Yeah, shoot. Well, if she asks again, can you say ice cream, please? Just say that.
You're putting her on the spot. She's
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that's
I
fine.
don't want to do it.
That's fine. That's fine. We tried.
You to do it.
The problem is
The problem is you're cuter.
yeah.
And it
They
works.
they think you're cuter and look better than Daddy.
But I want you to
Okay.
I want you to
Okay. I'll ask. She's
Okay.
asking for ice cream. Please.
This is so
She's under the table. So this, for anybody that's new to our lives, this doesn't happen every time. We just go with sometimes. Tulo, our main
I am not big
co-host. You're not. No, you're still little, right? How old are you?
1.5.
4.5. Okay. Actually, you're almost 5, but we'll stick at 4.5. Yeah, I know. So that wasn't a bird. So if anybody's
I'm
wondering,
gonna stay a baby.
you're gonna stay a baby.
Okay.
That's
I'm
fine.
not a baby.
I'm not a baby. So way off subject here, but that's fine.
My baby.
Thanks, Don. We always appreciate it.
I'm gonna put this in the
Oh,
eye.
that's not very nice, is it? Is that a kind choice? Red or green choice? It's not a
Sorry, just reading the comments because they don't pop up on the phone this time. But yeah, so that's the update on that. Like I said, I expect that charger to be there. Good, exciting news is Dodge hinted that they're going to reveal something at SEMA, which is what, like less than 2 weeks away. So it obviously had the outline and the styling of the new charger. So exciting to see what they come out with. The rumor has it they're bringing V8s back into almost everything, so we'll see about that. Yes.
Can you show him too?
You want to show this one too? You're writing messages to him here. Oh,
Oh,
he
Dad.
slid. I'm sorry. It's okay. He's still fine.
What is she can't write.
She.
No words were written.
No
How
words
about
were-
I let him stick?
That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, we are looking forward to that. We have some things in the pipeline for that. Very excited there. Oh, update on the shop car. So we did some testing this. Oh, careful, he's sliding. Yes, we did some. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We agree. She is very adorable. Can you
No.
say thank you?
No.
Okay.
That's not nice. You should probably
Manners
say
we're
thank you.
working on. It's fine. She's a little shy, but shop car. So we did some testing this week. For those that don't know, there is a Facebook group for Satera Tuning where it's we kind of reveal some things a little prematurely, you know, we did some more testing. Now, got to start off and say I'm not discrediting anybody else that have done this testing. I am just going through and explaining why and how we did the test and how it works. So the subject was vacuum pumps. So there was some tests recently done that were posted on the internet on a NA vehicle that picked up 20 horsepower basically by throwing a vacuum pump on it. So being that we currently hold and are continuing to try and push the stock bottom end NA 392 record, we're like, hey, if I can pick up 20 horsepower by throwing a vacuum pump on, let's go. Now, we have seen this on very high horsepower boosted applications. Our neighbor, he told us on his race car back in the day, he gained about 20 horsepower from a vacuum pump as well. So we were curious if it was a percentage thing or to see how it worked out. So what is the concept? Crankcase ventilation. So we all heard the word terms blow by and crankcase pressure. So what we are trying to do is evacuate that pressure. We don't want pressure inside the crankcase. It will and can blow seals out. And if you think about it, when you have pressure pushing against the piston as it's moving downward, it will add basically kind of resistance to it, reducing power. And that's the theory. So we want to get rid of that. We don't want seals blowing out. We don't want leaky rear main seals or valve cover gaskets. We want to rid of that. Okay. So the ways you can do that from the factory, they do have vacuum assist where they have a hose going to a PCV valve in which it does suck the crankcase pressures out. Well, the reason we don't want that is because when it's sucking the crankcase pressure into the intake manifold, it is also getting oil vapors and some oil. The downside to that is oil vapors and oil are octane killers. So we don't want to reduce our octane. We're trying to race, we're trying to push horsepower. Thank you for singing. So we want to get rid of that, right? We don't want octane being dropped. We don't want it to combat our E85, right? Which is what we run, or even if you have pump gas, you just don't want that. So what we had originally on ours is we had our Billet Evolution cap valve covers. Cap stands for cheap as possible. So these are non-baffled valve covers that have a total of 4 caps. Okay, I know. Let me finish, and then you can sing to them. It has 4 caps that you can potentially vent. We offer -10 and -12 ports built into the caps. So we started off with dual, so 1 cap on either valve cover that had a -10 port and hose coming off of it that went to a vented catch can, which then under hard acceleration or any instance there was pressure, it basically gave a way for it to escape. To the point where on cold days, if I did a dyno pull with the hood open, you could even see steam coming out of it from the heat, from the crankcase pressure being released. So we know there was crankcase pressure, and we know we were releasing it. So the concept is basically removing those catch cans and then putting a vacuum pump in place. So what this does is it introduces the vacuum, like if it was hooked up to the intake manifold, but it's not being sucked back into the engine. So it would allow us to evacuate that crankcase pressure and remove the resistance and hopefully add power. So I did 3 or 4 back-to-back pulls in the form it was at the track. I didn't change the tune, didn't do anything. We just strapped it. I didn't have my computer on me. We literally just strapped it down. And I did 4 pulls. The first 2 were to get it up to temp. And then the ones at temp, the last 3 made 530 wheel horsepower and 526 foot-pounds of torque back to back to back. It's down on horsepower because of the rear tire. We know that, but the results are consistent, okay? So 530 wheel horsepower. We put that vacuum pump on, which it's designed so that if the vacuum is below 15 inches of vacuum, okay, so I know that's confusing, but on a boost gauge it goes negative, so technically it would be higher. So if it was above 15 inches of vacuum, or closer to boost where there's pressure, the vacuum pump stays on. Well, we tricked this pump to stay on the whole time because we wanted all the vacuum. So it was producing 20 inches of vacuum throughout the whole dyno pull in my crankcase. We verified that. And the results, can you say drum roll? Can you drum roll? Good job. Good job. Drum roll. We lost 4 horsepower. So, right? So we lost power. Now, I am not going to say the vacuum pump is what lost our power. What I'm going to contribute that to is, it just weather, temperatures, whatever the case may be. We did, again, multiple back-to-back pulls to try and duplicate it. It made 526, 527 wheel horsepower without the vacuum pump. And then we removed the vacuum pump, did it again, and it made 530. I am not going to say the vacuum pump lost power, and I don't want anybody to repeat that it lost power. But what I want to say is we did not gain power. How is that so? Why did the other one claim they gained 20 horsepower? Why did my neighbor gain 20 horsepower? Well, right? Great timing.
I have power.
You have power, that's right.
Unicorn.
So Why is it that others are gaining power and we didn't? The reason being is our evacuation setup prior to the vacuum pump was adequate, meaning we had enough in place to evacuate the pressure that would be inside the crankcase. So by having the vented catch cans with the ports on our valve covers in place, there was no pressure actually building up in the crankcase to a point where it was inhibiting or resisting the pistons and hurting power. So why would it be on another NA engine that would be the case? Well, one of the differences, that engine that they did their tests on was a forged or aftermarket setup. So sometimes when you have forged pistons, depending on how the rings were gapped and the tolerances were set, it just might have higher crankcase pressures in place than our engine did. I don't know if they did any type of true venting with an adequate venting system, but it basically means they had an excessive amount of crankcase pressure built up, and whatever system they had in place prior was not adequate. So they utilized the vacuum pump, and it then was able to reduce some back pressure that they had inside their crankcase, alleviating and allowing the gain of power. So it's not needed for everybody. Now, I will say there's a good chance that, if you're making, 1,000 plus wheel horsepower, you have a built motor, and all you have is a couple catch cans, there's probably still some crankcase pressure in there that you could alleviate. Now, this is, again, not a sales pitch, but kind of a sales pitch for our valve covers. We do offer 4 total ports on our valve covers from Billet Evolution. Oh, nice, pretty.
This is his color because he likes black.
Perfect. Oh, it's because he's black, right?
No, black and brown.
Oh, black and brown. Okay, kind of like Remy, right? So
Getting out of the heart.
in a situation like that, our valve covers have the ability to have up to 4-12 ports on it to vent this pressure. And the reality of it is, if you have more than that, a vacuum pump will suffice, right? Also, some people don't like vented cans in which they can, smell the fumes that come from them potentially if there is a lot of crankcase pressure. So it is an option for that, but it is not needed for everybody. So I want to throw that out there. So just because you have a NA setup that you think you're going to gain power by putting a vacuum pump on it, that's not the case. There are alternate solutions out there that will accommodate and alleviate those pressures as well without having to add a pump. Because for us, it's a weight thing too. We really were battling like, oh, do we have to put a pump on it and add the weight when we were trying to take weight out of it? But if we gain 20 horsepower, it'd be worth it, right? But if we gain 5, I don't think so. But on the flip side, we didn't really gain anything, so we're going to keep it off and go back to the setup we have. And if crankcase pressure becomes a concern of mine, I actually have. Let me finish. Oh yeah, look at that. He is. Like I said, I only utilize 1 port on each valve cover. I have an extra port I could put a vent onto, and then run it to the catch can, because the catch can uses a Billet Evolution race can, which has dual -10 ports built into it. There was still the ability to vent more if needed, if we saw the need for that. But like I said, 2 ports was plenty for us. You big boosted guys, maybe go to 4 ports and see how that goes before you jump to a vacuum pump. But there's a place there, it may be beneficial for you. It's application specific, and there are other ways to properly vent that crankcase pressure. Also, another spot for it is a very aggressive cam car that has low vacuum if you want brake booster assistance, or you have a turbo car and really want some good vacuum at any given time when you have a cam for building boost as well. We have found extreme benefits from throwing vacuum pumps on setups like that to assist with brake boosting and assisting the brake master or booster as well when you have a lack of vacuum. So there are places for it. We have installed them and will continue to install them on specific applications, but we thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, man, I was hopeful I was going to pick up 15 horsepower from it, because then I figured it'd be beneficial with the weight I was losing or adding back in. But we ran several tests to try and get it to make power, and it just didn't work. So not saying it's not possible that you in your situation, but definitely assess that situation before you go head first in with an expectation that you might not see. So you leaving? Oh, okay. You gotta put a coat on.
I don't want to.
But it's very cold out, isn't it? Oh, you see yourself again? Yeah. So, pretty cool data. We will be making a post about it next week on our page. Again, not to badmouth, not to negate any type of findings by somebody else, but just wanted to kind of test it on our own with a very controlled environment to see if we could duplicate the results. We were hopeful we could duplicate them because I want more horsepower, and I thought that'd be a cool way to do it, but it didn't work. So still sitting in my low 530 wheel. Darn. So hopefully I can get to the track before they close. It's very cold lately, and the tracks are actually closing because it's cold, which is kind of a first for October. They usually stay open until it snows. So fingers crossed we can get back. She's got 1020s in her. What?
If you do this, that means you break.
Oh, we'll talk on that. Not always. That's not. You can cross your fingers for good luck.
My grandpa said no.
Okay, we'll talk to Grandpa. Oh, all right. So pretty cool. Like I said, results will be posted on our page further. You want to go home? Yeah, you can go home. That's fine. Question: any benefits to an SDG Elephant Killer Snout without porting the entire supercharger? Can you expect any gains staying on stock boost, but E85? So what they've learned is porting the snout is only half the battle. You do need to port the bearing plate inside the blower to see the true benefits. Maybe, so you need the throttle body, you need the snout, and you need the... You leaving?
I mean, how's she going to get home?
Yeah, I didn't know if you're leaving. Bye, sweetie. Do you want to say bye to everybody? No? Okay. Just yell it. You don't have to just say bye. No? Wow, she got shy on that one. Oh, break. So, bye. So, where's Captain CJ? Anyways.
Lunch.
Yeah, oh, okay. So yeah, even if you do the snout and the throttle body, there might be like a 5, maybe 10 horsepower gain, maybe, but the true gains come from the combination of everything. So that's why when you send it in, they port the bearing plate, the snout, and everything there. But also, flip side, if you do just the snout with it and don't change the throttle body, there's no gains either because you didn't change anything really because the smallest port is still there. So the combo is... the combo is what really gives you everything from it. So you want to do the whole thing. Also on a stock boost, meaning stock RPM based blower, the gains are also smaller compared to as you get more aggressive. So I've actually seen on some very aggressive ports where you lose some low end power because it's so open and free flowing that the velocity slows down so much that you actually lose boost down low. So on a stock pulley application, it is possible you might sacrifice a little bit of low end out of it if you do the overall setup to it. But as you pulley down and get more aggressive, that's when the benefits really take off and you really start to see it. So personally, if you're going to do the snout, the real benefits come from getting it rebuilt and getting the upgraded bearings and the bearing plate as well. So that would be my recommendation. Converter lockup, can you change it until third or second gear? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to change it? So, for those that don't know, when it comes to torque converters, right, they're like clutches in a manual car. So basically, the whole concept behind it is to get to a higher RPM quicker, and then so you can flash it to that higher RPM where you're making more horsepower and kind of bring in the converter and keep it up there for all of that. Other reasons for launching and so on and so forth. So the answer is technically yes, we can do it, but they're not designed to do it, so you cook them very quickly. These converters are not like Turbo 400 converters that thrive off of that type of slip and unlocking capability. So I would say it would really shorten the lifespan of that said converter, and at the same time possibly the transmission, because the amount of material that you're going to chunk off inside that converter that's going to now flow through the filters and the pumps and everything like that. So these transmissions are not truly designed for that type of abuse / setup. So could you? Yeah. Should you? Probably not. These 8 speeds are not really, because of the gearing and everything that's in place, they get you to that RPM, similar to like how a Turbo 400 does, to get you there and carry you out that way. Yeah, it's not quite the same. They have 8 gears, so it's the torque multiplication they have gets you to that RPM so quick and then holds you there by the shift. So not really ideal. I've played with it before in my own cars, and it didn't really net what you'd think it would. So But yes, you can. Chris, All Motor Rex, Chris, he actually was having, we were scheduling to do a rear main seal on his due to, him utilizing basically the OEM crankcase ventilation system. He duplicated what we have on the shop. We're twins, guys. I mean, literally, we throw things back and forth, and our cars are identical, other than his color is faster. So if he gets to the track one more time, I guarantee he takes my record, which I hope he does. So. But anyways, I told him, hey, before we do that, before we drop the trans and replace the gaskets, let's try and resolve the actual pressure issue. So he duplicated the setup, put the cab valve covers on, and put the vented cans, and essentially the problem went away. So in a scenario like his, he probably gained power from it too, unknowingly, just by reducing the resistance of the rotating assembly, right? So. Yeah, it's something, a lot of the little things that people forget about or don't think about, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's good subjects there. So well, now it's not fun anymore. My co-host is gone, real quiet, very weird. So I think we'll call this one. It's hour in. Appreciate you guys with the interaction and everything. Hopefully you still like the YouTube side of it. This is week 2 with it. We'll see how it goes and keep going forward. Feedback was people liked it, and it looked like the video quality was better after it uploaded, which is outstanding too. So an added perk. Easier to find when you search as well. So my daughter, hopefully she watches this later. So what do they say? Like, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button, so that way when we go live next week, you get reminded on your own, and helps drive our to more of our customers and people so they can see this. So everybody have a good weekend. Next week is going to be a special one because it is Halloween. So maybe I can get Tulo to dress up. So what I think we should do is in the comments leave some recommendations of what Tulo should dress up as for Halloween. Maybe he might show up that way. So he's on vacation right now in somewhere away from here, which is outstanding. It's well deserved. I will say it's peaceful and quiet, which is odd for our surroundings and environment. So Tulo, have fun. If you check this out, you shouldn't check this out. We'll see you Tuesday. Everybody else, have a very safe weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.